We're waiting on.
Sorry, were you saying the same thing, Duff?
What's that?
Sorry, were you saying the same thing?
Stream up. I said that I was getting the stream up. I don't know what I was supposed to. I didn't hear all what you were saying. Sorry.
I say we're just waiting for Shadow now.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're waiting for Shadow. I was trying to read who it was. So, old age, like I said earlier.
I can relate.
Robert Mann.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, we're fine. We're up and running, but we are waiting on one player.
I'm just getting FG open.
It's all right. Five days. What's up, Moondog? What's up, Tombstone? Yeah, we're ready to start. It's hey.
I'm here.
No, I'm saying I almost missed start time again because I'm trying to get all our weird animals fed. Trapped.
Hello, Jacket Joe. Joe, you ready to party TPK again Friday night? You'll lead them in today.
So ready. I'll sacrifice myself for the rest of the group.
Are we streaming yet, though?
We're live, but yeah, we're not. Saying hi to the folks on the other side. Out there in the internet's land. I love you too, Boondog. And like I said, if you didn't see my little PM there, your little bits, you just cheered a little ago, even though we weren't live. I'll give you credit. It's 100 bits allows you to give inspiration to somebody.
Hello? Can everybody hear me? Oh, there you guys are. My thing wouldn't come off mute. Sorry.
On Robert, if he'll.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're missing somebody.
Decided not to play because he was feeling.
He's not playing?
No, he said he was going to. He's been sick this last few days, and I was saying I had too.
Aww.
Hey.
No, that's just
that's me. That's my bot.
I thought that was.
All right, Joe. I get you, Jacket. Got internet problems. That's fine. I hear you.
Oh, so tonight the part of Candace shall be played by him.
What now?
Turn you down, Candace. You're too
I
hard.
said tonight the part of Candace shall be played by him.
Oh, you don't have internet problems? Gotcha.
Not today, apparently. Was I connected just fine? Was on early.
Moondog, hell no, I haven't. Kidding me? Promise I will. Probably after Gary Con.
When is Gary Con?
March 7th, 8th, 9th. I think, yeah, that first week. Friday night, I see. Friday night, I'm streaming live from there. Spots. Thursday, guys, Dirtless and Hondo are actually going to be out there, so they're going to come hang out. And our Blackwood crew is working on some stuff. We'll probably have a couple announcements we'll make while we're out there.
That's cool.
Uh-oh, I got a PM getting set up. Okay, so he's on his way in. Spot out.
I'm not finding a whole lot of kitchen utensils in the equipment files.
You'll
I
have to
found a set of
purchase
cook's
them. Yeah,
utensils.
you'll have to use them such just like, a mundane item, a bowl or a bucket, and it's kind of.
Hey, we got Shadow.
I keep
Yay!
fading in and out. Am I? That's what they were
Yeah.
saying the other night.
I think there's something in there as a mess kit or something like that. That just has.
Yeah, I found cook's utensils, and it's like 1 gold point, but I think it looks like it only covers like knives and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll
not
have
like
to
big-
wing it, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'll just give you a list of the things that I want to get, and you can come up with like a price
right.
point or.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
When we get to this mine that we're going to tonight, after we go in and do all that, there should be a kitchen somewhere so you can.
Hope.
Raid that.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
I have to
My
make sure
FG
I
has
have some
gone
room in my
corrupt. Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he's on a Mac too. So.
Oh,
Boo,
there's
hiss.
problem number 1 right there.
Yeah. Can't wait fast enough for the Unity, if and when it'll ever come out.
And they said it's supposed to be this year.
Yes, I know. Well, I'm trying to what?
My roommate's boyfriend is an IT guy, so he's been making sure our setups are all clear, so I shouldn't have issues going forward.
You should talk to Duff. I hear he runs 2 IT companies.
1 now. I'm back to 1.
You know what? 1? What happened?
The partnership I decided to walk away from it after 3 years. So, yeah.
Oh. Well, you got to do what's best for you.
Yep, that's exactly why I walked away from it. So I gave it 3 years. Back to my lone wolf ways and contractors. So I'm busy as all hell. So,
But only in Texas. You do anything in Tennessee?
Not yet.
Interesting.
Did take on a Washington D.C. client, so I'm kind of happy.
Oh, nice.
Do your contractors get to work remotely, Duff, or do you have to? They have to be.
Most of them are going to be local because they've got to go on site.
I can't find the detailed map of the manor. The one that kind of shows what's in each room a little bit.
Rolls. Let's see. Map. If you go, there's map 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Okay, so the kitchen's got literally just nothing in it. There's like
Yeah, there's
a
yeah, there.
fireplace.
I think we use this map, right?
That's a nice big.
Was-
Okay, that's the bar.
Wasn't
Yeah.
this the map that I gave y'all for first floor?
Map first floor player grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just open up images and in the bottom right hand corner where it says all, click on that and it'll turn to shared. And that will show you everything.
Everything that I've shared with you from my game. That's correct.
Okay. Wow.
I
I
mean,
need a lot of stuff.
everybody was talking over. I didn't hear any of what you just said.
And so if you open up the images and maps window,
Hmm.
in the bottom right hand corner where it says all, click
Yeah.
on that and it'll change to shared. And that'll show
Oh,
you all the
sweet.
stuff.
Yay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, there's Robert in the chat, waiting on him to log in. But we can
There's
do
my
introductions while we're waiting, so he can, and we'll let him go last. But we'll get started here, so we can get on with episode 5. Yeah, 5 of our Waterdeep.
4? Because we skipped
4.
one, didn't we?
Episode 4. That's right. So let's do introductions and say hi to everybody out there, and like I said, in internet's lands. We're back Tuesday night. We missed last week, but not tonight. Should have a full week of streaming, unless the Thursday night boys don't play. But I think tomorrow night's East Texas playing, and I know we should be playing Friday night for the Lost Mines group. So anyway, let's do introductions and say hi to everybody, and pick up our storyline and do a little recap of what happened 2 weeks ago. And he still can't hear. Oh boy. Well, we'll give him some time. Folin, you're up first.
Folinial is the 2nd level wood elf druid circle of
Thaniel.
Thaniel Iron Fist is the Mountain Dwarf Barbarian level 2, and he's ready to hit some stuff with his Iron Axe. Or Great Axe.
Something great.
Yeah,
Sword,
hit something. Just wants to hit something.
Linder.
Lindir is a level 2 half elf bard.
Wetzel. Maybe. Don't hear you. What's
Wetzel.
gonna be more than one? See, lighten up, but I hear nothing.
Yeah, me neither.
They might need to reset their
Start Discord.
voice settings. Yeah. Yep.
But he's a lizard man. He can't see in the dark.
No.
And he hasn't been happy about it since he started. We know what his first spell is going to be.
I told him that when I hit 3rd level, I'll get 2nd level spells and I'll be able to get the dark vision spell.
Think that lizards could see in the dark, but apparently they can't.
They're daytime lizards.
Hey, Quetzal, if you can hear us, go into settings and go to and reset voice settings. That works sometimes for me.
We have Shadow, who's our Tabaxi rogue.
And in your voice settings, you can also specify your microphone.
Yeah. That too.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
We
there
hear
you are.
Robert, yeah, echo, but yeah.
I had to switch to a different microphone. My headset seems to not be working.
Fine.
Uh-oh.
You sound like me, stuffed up, cold, feeling
Yeah.
great.
Poor kitty.
Yeah, the kitty is sick. I didn't have my mic.
Looks like I need a new headset.
Yeah. You want to say hi to everybody real quick?
Hi, I'm Shadow, the Tabaxi, looking for the sneaky sneak.
Likes his yarn.
Don't forget the yarn.
Right. Quetzal, are you in?
I think so.
There you are. All right. All right. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, I am Quetzal, the level 2 lizard folk paladin who is half blind in one eye, but in the dark is completely blind.
You're half blind in one eye? Did I miss something in the write-up? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he's blind
Injury.
in his
I
right
see
eye.
it. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that all of a sudden. I don't know why. I just flipped right over here and looked right at it. Well, that could be, you never know. He could get that fixed too. We're still waiting on Robert, but he can. Are you still you're still getting all cleaned in, Robert? Maybe.
Did we lose the kitty?
No, he's in
I
Discord. Just
think I'm
can't hear him.
back.
There you are. You're still booting or rebuilding or whatever, getting into Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, yeah, Fantasy Grounds. I had to download an update.
Boy.
You could have skipped it. It was only things like Xanathar's Guide and
War stuff. I think Sword Coast got popped too if I saw it, but oh no, you're not. No. I don't know who you are. No.
I was like, what kind of music are you starting us with, Duff?
That's nothing yet. All right. So, 2 weeks ago, the group had made a hasty retreat out of the underground sewer compound area of they weren't quite sure who they had found. They were searching for some of Xanathar's. Actually, yeah, you were searching for the lonely. Oh my gosh, total loon, and y'all found him down there. He had been taken hostage by some of Xanathar's minions, and y'all rescued him, and he had some information that they were looking for that would talk about the heist and where these dragons, these Praetor dragon coins are being kept. And he went, after y'all got him up out of the sewer area, he went and took care of that. And Volo, negotiations with Praetor, showed y'all a compound, an old manor called the Troll Skull Manor that basically y'all's to use while you're still searching and finding clues and trying to determine what's going on, where this big stash of treasure is at, all the while, learning the Waterdeep. And I'm still coming in and out, really. Okay, wonderful. So I'll speak closer and I'll have to look at my settings later. Thanks, Amai, because I shouldn't be. I'm right in front of the darn mic. But and that being said, so anyway, yeah, you're having to watch out is that the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarum are in a bloody war with each other over some of this, and trying to keep your head low. But when you've got this building that you're in, you have determined that you're going to need to raise some capital to pay off the guilds to hire the individuals and the people that you need to fix this place up. And hopefully be able to start making some money running a tavern of your own. And so after discussing that with the tax collector and understanding that, it's going to take some time to make this happen, y'all noticed that you found some notice boards there in certain areas of town, and you checked out a couple of them, and they are basically help wanted posters that are asking for individuals to take on certain tasks that would possibly pay you a little extra money. And we had this one that the group, one they looked at, and they pulled off the one that said Silver Mine Seized. And it's basically asking for some battle-hungry mercenaries to head north into the Sword Mountains area and dislodge some rebellious elements that have overtaken the mine, because it could cause an issue with the influx of ore, silver ore, that the city needs to keep the guild of the skilled smiths and metal forgers busy. So y'all spoke with a patrician Dolan Vorman and you were hired by him to head up there and proceed to evict these individuals by force if necessary, and they were going to be sending a contingent after you. Now that you've got they got y'all hired, that they wouldn't be too far behind to help clean up the mess. And I think we left off that y'all had basically got back to the manor. We're going to be working on your list of things that you need to possibly purchase and have the task, kind of a timeline of how you want to set about taking care of getting this place upkeep, because it is a DUMP and needs a lot of work. And I think then y'all were going to head out. I think didn't we cut right there? Was going to basically, we're going to pick up and y'all were going to be heading out of town, if I'm correct.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Sounds right.
Okay.
They were also going to be sending some soldiers with us or some guards. Are they coming with us or following behind
They're
us?
they will be, yeah, you're on your group on your own for the moment. They would be behind you within the day.
I convinced them to lend us some mounts, so the soldiers will be quite a ways behind us.
And we had this map, basically, that everybody can see. That is, we're coming up out of Waterdeep, and we're going to be heading up.
So we're going to follow the road. We're not going to go.
Yeah, I know, but I'm picking a spot. That's actually, we'll put it in. We'll actually do center. Boom. Center of the Sword Mountains here, which is just south of the lovely Desserin Valley area and a lovely little town named Phandalin. And so anything else we want to question, make sure you got all your information you need, and away y'all go, unless there's anything else someone needs to ask me.
Do I have time to go talk to Volo before we leave?
Not really. You don't even know where he's at.
Okay, then never mind.
Might I go to see about acquiring some studded leather armor?
Before you leave?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could go try. He was the guild master was under the assumption that y'all were leaving right out that next morning.
That's fine.
I need to go to a bank and stash some of this cash, because it is weighing down on me.
I guess you could find a good question. Need a mercantile story.
So Neil has hidden his gold somewhere in our complex where nobody can find it.
That too.
He does not trust banks.
Shops, warehouses, residents, noble villas, guild halls, city buildings, maybe? Up in the north ward, I think. Y'all are coming. Yeah, you're going to have to go out of the north side anyway of Waterdeep. Let me look at the map here. We have so many maps. Quit. You're going to be going out. Actually, you're going out the far west gate along the coastline. But I'm sure you can find some type of mercantile establishment or something like that will allow you to deposit your moolah.
Okay. I'm also going to leave my chest behind at the manor,
Okay.
so that's not weighing on me.
That's fine. In the party sheet, there's good question. I guess if you put it, well, yeah, you don't take it out of your inventory, or just you can zero it out for the moment, whatever. So it doesn't. I'm not too worried about it right now. Y'all aren't carrying much yet to worry about being weighed down. So
Can I do a quick upgrade for my short bow to a long?
On the way out of town, sure.
And will they take my short bow and trade to knock them off?
You will
25 for short and 50 for long.
you get half for the short bow.
Okay, so I can pick it up for like 35 gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not trading any of mine in. Mine at my level, I don't think I can get anything higher.
Anybody else trying to do some quick sales while you're going up through Waterdeep, finding a shop?
Nope.
They said if there's a armor or something, I can get a.
Yo, on the way you could, yeah. If you think, yeah, that's not a problem. Something quick in the normal, equipment list. That's fine. You can purchase that and just take it out of your gold.
Of course, now I have to actually load all the modules so I can actually find it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're doing that, y'all make your way through Waterdeep and head on out. And you're going to spend a good, 3 days taking your time to actually, it'd actually be about 2, maybe 2.5 to get up there along the road. You in the countryside and the shoreline, and it's just enjoying life in general, unless you're really in a bad hurry to get there. But as y'all move closer into the area, you will then begin to see signs that will point you toward certain mines and certain locations up in the mountainous area, and you will follow one of them that you will understand that is the silver mine for the metal forgers. Basically, I don't even know if we gave it a name. Did we give it a name? I'm looking real quick. Nope, they didn't. You would have to figure, but you know where to go. So you were given a quick explanation of the directions and stuff like that. So y'all begin to head up the pathways and the markings on the areas to where you're going, and you begin to notice is that you'll see definitely a lot of more foot traffic up and through the area. There's definitely been some turmoil. The ground's torn up. There's some trash laying about. It's not, definitely has been tracked through here a lot by individuals. And you'll see one of the kind of an overhang in the pathway, kind of like a marker, entrance overhang sign and all that would have been in nice condition at some point in time, but it's, been partially beaten down, chopped apart, beaten apart, taken, hacked apart, like that. It's, half of it's fallen down on the ground, basically. The other hand's hanging there as though it's been, purposely destroyed. And then there's a little, entrance shack, like right off to the side there, check-in area for individuals, and that's been burnt out. It's just a shell of a building. There's nothing much left to it at all. And then you'll follow up a little bit more and come around some, another little small little hill area, and you'll see what looks to be, definitely a series of openings, caves, and mines. And in front of you, not quite what you were expecting. You're going to see that there are probably a good 25 men.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh, thanks, Rob. In and about in the front areas, there are fires called lit up. They seem to have several of them are cooking things. Others, you've got some women off to one side, and they've got some fires going, some water, and it looks like they're washing, clothes and cleaning things. And you will hear, briefly a couple of squeals of kids playing or something like that. And when y'all come around into full view, you will see that the men. Thanks for the follow, Teak. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Rejects. You'll see that several of these men all kind of stop and they start yelling, pointing to the women and the children to get into the couple of the first little caves that they're by, and many of them will rush and grab weapons, and they look like most of them are, big thick logs. There's a lot of minor picks and shovels and stuff like that, and they all kind of form a kind of a crescent, a kind of half circle in front of the mine area, and you'll see a couple of them also yell back to, get Brennan, we've got company. And
I just want to stop and like hold my hands up, like, hold on, no, chill out, don't be rushing.
And well, you see them, they don't advance, but they definitely, looking at each other, and they've got their, their tents, and you'll then see a couple of them part, and out of the main, definitely what probably looks like is the silver mine entrance itself, the big, the big shaft of all the tunnels that are there. You'll see a guy, human male, come out of there, a pretty stocky individual, veteran type looking character, and he, has definitely a nice, good, solid pickaxe in his hand, and he steps through the crowd, and there's definitely more individuals, gentlemen. They're not all husky. These are you can tell that these are, they're not fighters. They are miners. They, some are, old, young, all different ages and sizes, filthy, dirty, have seen the toil of time of working in the mines and all that. But they part as they let him through. And he, takes a step about probably 5-10 feet past them, and just holds the pickaxe in both his hands, and just watches as you continue to approach. What do you do?
I'll just walk up there and, not aggressive, not being, just be friendly, nice, and just approach about 5 feet away from him. Obviously, not trying to show any kind of aggression, or I'm not trying to do any kind of intimidation.
Okay.
Does he respond at all, or is he still?
He's looking at you, but he also, his eyes flicker back and forth to the rest of the group behind you, and he kind of also will look behind, past y'all, looking past there, trying to see if he's just looking around the area, and he sees that you've approached up, and he's tense, but he's not made a threatening move either, and he just says, "Seem to be lost. You don't look like the mining type. What do you want here?"
Well, my name is Millennial, and these are my companions, as Shadow and Thunil, and that one's Linder, and that one over there is Quetzal. So we're not lost. Actually, I believe we're exactly where we are supposed to be. What's your name?
They call me Brendan.
Well, I'll be straight up front with you. So, we have been contracted by the, whatever the Smiths and Metal Forges Guild.
The order. Yep.
The uppity people down there in Waterdeep. They tell us this tale of some rabble, their words, not mine, killing the foreman and taking over the mine, and they're all in a tizzy about it. So, I was wondering if you could tell me what actually happened.
Yeah, and while you're saying that, and he kind of finishes up, he does your typical, order, smorter type, and then just, throws a big old spit wad, on the ground, orders, doesn't give a damn about us miners up here, they listen to what we said.
I understand.
Yeah,
What actually happened, though? Can you tell me?
So he will go into a spiel. They petitioned several times. It's rough out here. We're not getting paid enough over the amount of ore that we're pulling out of this mine and giving to them. And, you know, we've had a few deaths. They've not shored up some of the deeper tunnels and all that, and no insurance and all that. How are we supposed to, you know, have our families, you know, survive if something happens to us? And we've asked and asked and asked, and enough is enough. And Foreman and his assessor came in here to try to tell us, you know, that, you know, we were going to do what we were, you know, told to do without any complaints. And it just got a little rough. Yes. And they're no longer with us, and it didn't help. And yeah, there was a couple of deaths, and he'll point off to the side, kind of back where y'all wouldn't see a little cospa trees, and you'll see a couple of grave sitting off to the side that are, where they look, you know, definitely indicate that they buried him. And we're tired of being pushed around. You know, either they deal with us directly, or we won't give up. You know, this is our livelihood too, but we're gonna stand here and make a point. We will be heard. And now that you hear guys, yeah, that's right. They're not gonna run us off.
They told us that this was a bandit occupation. So what you're saying is this is a labor strike?
Definitely a strike. They won't send anybody. They won't mediate with us properly. And so enough is enough.
All right.
Either you help me, you know, I don't know what your purpose is here, you know, but if you want to, you know, we've had enough. If you want violence, we'll give you the violence. But if not,
they didn't
then
specify.
We, you
They
know,
didn't specify how we were to deal with the issue. They just told us to resolve it.
well, we need someone to mediate on our behalf, or return with somebody that's serious enough to negotiate, or we're not leaving and they'll just have to kill us all.
I'd be happy to.
I mean, it seems like, I mean, I know it's your livelihood to you're a miner, working in the mine is your livelihood, but it seems like there must be other mines around where you could find other work rather than resorting to violence yourselves. I mean, did you attack them or did they attack you? How did that work?
It got into some pushing and shoving, and I honestly, you know, it's, you know, it just got out of quick and violent, you know, quick escalated the situation.
Yeah, but I kind of find it hard to believe that these two guys would come in and attack.
Well, they didn't attack. They tried to push us around and pushed a couple of the younger guys and told us to get back to work and all that. And enough's enough, that they weren't going to listen to our causes. And
So, yeah,
there are more types of violence than physical violence.
well, this is where we stand. So, we talked before. I'm tired of talking.
I'm
Either
gonna roll an insight check quick to see how honest he's being.
go right ahead. He looks you in the eyes the whole time he was talking to you. He's a very determined man, and you see, you know, the group behind him has grown to about 40, 50 strong, carrying torches, it's, even though it's midday and all that, and they've got all their tools, and, you know, definitely not, you know, fighting types, but we're not taking it anymore. And, you know, either they start dealing with us, or yes, there'll be even more strikes going on with the other mines, because it's not just here, it's other places. The order's got to get more serious about taking care of the workers, or we're not leaving. Let me just put it that way. So they'll have to take us all out of here. In wagons.
Daniil's been sitting back listening to this. He kind of walks up next to the rest of the guys here. Puts his great axe on the ground, kind of by his leg, and looks at him and goes, "Listen, I'm a mountain dwarf. I know what it's like to work in a mine like that. You know, all my 220 years, I've been through it all, so I know what you're talking about, and I've listened to what you're saying. But what exactly is it that you want from the order?"
We've told we want better pay, and we want insurance against death.
how much more pay were you looking for? Like, what percentage increase were you looking for?
Well, that's
You got to be reasonable.
Well, we hadn't even had a chance to negotiate on that. They won't send anybody. They send the foreman to tell us to get to work, and if you okay, sorry, what you were saying, Linder?
I would be happy to mediate. If you guys just come up with a list of demands, that's the first step.
Well, we have a list.
A written list.
Yeah, we need some specifics here if we're going to look at negotiating for you.
Written list?
Yeah. The guild said they were going to send some more people behind after us to reoccupy the mine.
You hear that, and you see the guys. Yeah, that you hear a murmur, erupt through the crowd, and they, that's got them on that guy's bigger edge.
They made it clear that they didn't want to come here and fight their way into the mine. That's why they sent us to do their dirty work. And after hearing all of this, I have no intention of doing such.
Persuasion check. You see him, and he looks over the guys, and he's looking, definitely makes a couple of side glances to where you believe you can hear where some of the women ran into with the kids, and he kind of looks down at the ground a little bit, and he goes, "I'm going to hold you to your word, elf. If you can get the order to listen to our terms seriously and with what's the word I'm looking for, honest intentions, then I will do my best to get the families out of the mine here."
I'm guessing that they're going to want some restitution for the family of the foreman and the assessor that you guys.
So they can pay it. They make a ton of money on it. They got to come to the table first. We've had plenty of time and plenty of requests, and have never been met with silence, or just they're forcing their they said the foreman to try to get everybody back to work, and the assessor trying to get us to pay taxes on the land that we stay on, because you saw there's back off the way, there's going to be some homesteads and places where the families would stay and things like that, and they're charged for it. Enough's enough. But
wait a minute, they're charging you to stay in your own homes?
Well, that basically, they bring their families here, and it's like it's not a homestead. What's the old sharecropper? Where you had to, you could pay. Yeah, basically like that. Yeah. So these individuals would bring their families here, and work for pay, and have a place to keep their families. Then the men would have their families close by, but they would have to pay, and enough's enough.
Yeah, Neil's not happy with hearing that they have to pay to live in their own place while they are
if you have
working.
to relocate for work, you shouldn't be forced to pay them.
No, he's not cool with that. He's getting angry at the order right now, and he's starting to fume, so he's gonna step back from
Effectively serve, something like that. Yellow Jacket, that's right. Violence has ensued. So, if Linder's going to speak on their behalf, then so be it. And we'll do what so they will basically, he will turn around to go speak with the group, and they'll spend a few 30 45 minutes chatting, and you'll hear people pointing and other people, some are overall you'll see a very attitude is definitely, thank God we don't have to fight. They don't want to, but they would. There's some relaxing. There were a few that are unhappy about it, but he works them and talks to them, and they kind of gets them all calmed down, and they will make their way over toward the caves, and they will start to call out, and some kids will run out to, several of them, and the wives will come out, and they will begin to pick up, kind of make their way, prepare to pull out of the mines and head back to the homesteads area based on word that Linder gave them for negotiating on their behalf. So this will get y'all maybe like mid-afternoon. It begins to be late evening, and no one shows up behind y'all.
Somehow not surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely me being unsurprised.
Daniel's very suspicious that this is somehow, he's starting to get antsy and starting to feel like this is somehow a trap or something very suspicious is going on with that announcement or the order.
Shadow's playing with his yarn.
Of course he is. Daniel looks over at him and shines a little, wants to find a red light for him to go after.
Well, and you will continue into the evening, pulling stuff out, and they don't have a lot. You can tell there's not like, whole homes and furniture and such as that, being moved out. They're, meager possessions. But
do they actually have someone who is capable of writing their demands?
Yeah, so actually Brennan will actually come up to Linder and all that and ask you, can you write the list down for me?
Sure.
Yeah, and you can.
Let's just find a table to sit at, and I can take care
So
of it.
he can pull you over to a table by one of the campfires. And now it's kind of, there's several, they're all lit now, really, showcasing the cavern area and the cul-de-sac, basically kind of what it looks like, of caves. And as the rest of the families, really, my wife's got to come home right when we're doing as they begin to make their way out. And it doesn't take, like I said, it's not long for them to get their stuff out of there. They mainly had them holed up in a couple of the side caves where we'd be able to protect the ladies and the families. And they all make their way out, and you see them, families walking together. Most of them are very relieved, like I said. And he'll give you a list. Basically, the major sticking points and all that were that it was getting paid fair wages, more for those who have tenure, and working on trying to work the different hours of the shifts. And the other thing is that shoring up some of the deeper mines, and where they know that they can find the better, more ore, which they haven't totally tapped out yet, and the insurance from a couple of the deaths that they've had more than their fair share, and the families that move here now have lost their main breadwinner, and they want insurance against death.
Safety. They want safety, life insurance, and better pay.
Something like that. What every
reasonable.
serf wants,
Yeah.
what every worker wants. Uprising. So, and y'all will, so you'll spend the night in the area there, and they
How far away are the homesteads from the mine entrance?
they're about halfway back down, I would say. You're more than welcome. They will take you down there to where they're at, and show you that they're basically, shack upon shack upon shack, rows of buildings that are not supposed to be meant for long-term use, but they are.
And what portion of your wages are you guys paying to stay in these stick
Oh,
huts?
it's just they tell you it's just a few silver. It's like a silver piece out of their. I don't know. I'm making this up. So some copper pieces over the silver that they get paid per week, things like that. But it's
It adds up.
Yes, it does add up. And then you have food that they have to worry about, and supplies come in, and sometimes they're not on time. And hello, wifey poo. And she's sitting there staring, looking at me. Because the headphones in the way. Sorry. Hello. Okay. Just keep it up. I'll be down later. I'm fighting for the serfs. Go serfs. That's right. Go miners. He knows I'm a total dork. She heard that. So yeah, where was I? So the buildings were not long term, and foods is rough getting out of here, and sometimes they've had to they run really 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 low, and they don't like that, but they would get the facilities better prepared and a little bit more pay and all that. Then Thornhold, which you'll see on the map and all that, is not that far off, where they can get more supplies coming in. They don't have to always depend on Waterdeep, and he'll go into more detail about that as he gets to know you and talk about you. And and we're not the only compound out here of other miners and other woodworkers, the mountains and the forest on the other side. This is not a tale that is unknown in big cities like this. It's not something that doesn't surprise y'all to some degree, or maybe it does because y'all are new to Waterdeep. Maybe so. All right, we can play it that way. So anyway, so the night passes, and there's no army either.
All right. Well, we've got a couple of options then. A couple of us can go back to Waterdeep directly to the guild and negotiate with them there. I don't know. Honestly, that might be our only option at this point.
Anybody else got any?
Sunil speaks up. I don't feel like we should leave them unprotected, because this is just suspicious. The order was supposed to have met us already. They're not here. I don't feel good in leaving them unprotected, so I'm staying.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
But would be a day behind us. We've only been here for not a whole day yet, so let's wait until tomorrow and see if they actually.
Okay. And if they don't, then I can leave with a representative, just me and one of them, and we'll go back to the guild and talk to them directly.
I think that at least two of us, if somebody's going to go back, at least two of us should go together, because we don't want to leave you unprotected either.
I could go back.
So, but I'm staying here. I'm not going to go back. But yeah, let's wait and see if they show up, and then do that. I like that idea.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll talk to Brennan, and I'm assuming that he would be the representative that would get sent with us. But if that's not necessarily the case, then they should figure that out today, so that we know what we're doing tomorrow.
He definitely is the spokesperson. You can kind of tell they all kind of acquiesce to him. So
how are they doing on food right now, Bill?
They seem to have some, and their stores weren't that bad. You saw them cleaning and cooking, and they had since they hadn't paid their last kind of assessment because of the violence, they were able to get some food in. Whoa, Yellow Jacket. Man, thank you very much. That actually gets a greater healing potion or short rest. You may give somebody, Jacket, to your choice. That they can save up the short rest if you want, or if you want to give one of the characters a greater healing potion, you may your call. Let me know in chat. I do appreciate the tip, man. I really do. So yeah, he would be the one that would go. And he says, well, then we'll prepare, come first light, our next steps to confront this and get this, settled once and for all. All right. Well, I forgot to shorten the harpsichords here. All right, Tombstone. You know what the biz is. That's the 500 bits for a. What's the 500? Is that? I just saw. Was it a potion for Thaniel? What potion was that? I forgot. 500 bits is a healing potion for Thaniel. All right, Candace, you got a healing potion. Just miraculously. Yeah, so a lot of the tips and cheers and stuff now that happen in chat purchase things now. It's not just Praters now. We've changed up a lot of the stuff to purchase and the way they do it, so they're a little bit more effective. Anyway, yes. So what happens is that Tombstone cheered 500 bits, and that buys a standard healing potion, and
okay, so
you
I'll
get
just
that.
add one to the.
Exactly.
I have one already, so I'll just add.
Yep.
Looks like Yellow Jacket is giving me the greater healing potion.
Yep. So Shadow gets the greater healing potion.
Thank you, Yellow Jacket.
Yep. He is one of our Friday night. He is the cleric who treads lightly now. I'll say that jokingly. He checks doors more frequently now than just barging through them. Anyway, so anything else, or is that, you're gonna make it through the night basically, and
before the night, I'm going to cast Goodberry a couple of times and spread them around to 20 people, because that'll give them basically enough nutrients for a whole day.
They thank you. Then the kids really kind of are in awe. They begin to.
I especially want to focus on the kids.
Yep, and then the cat Shadow, you'll have a few of them, a couple of definitely girls, that are watching you in your yarn, and they kind of giggle and laugh at it. Y'all all get different looks. Thaniel, you'll have a few of them at. You'll find out that they've got a little still, off in the tree line there. DJ, go to the webs here. Sorry, on the website, it's listed here. There'll be a pop-up that'll show up shortly. One of the timers and all that, but here, I'll post it in the chat real quick here. I need to actually make the command so it, boom. So there's the cheer bits, and with the store stuff, the Praters are still active and all that, but you have to, everything costs a lot more, and a lot of things are actually, most of y'all are subscribers, but you'll get access to them all, but some of the higher end stuff either is paid for or has to be through a subscription. So we just don't have everybody going hair carry with stuff all the time. What is it? Yeah. Isn't something, okay. Well, Robert, just make one that's greater healing potion. And I think it's 44 plus 4 is the code on it. So, or just say that you've got one. I'll find one in a second and drag it over and put it in the party sheet while we're talking. Then you can pull it over. But yeah, DJ. So yeah, you can go to the store, or that has some stuff. But the rest of it is, I've got a cheer thing. I don't think I've actually made a cheer. No, I'll make a command that'll bring up the cheer link so you can go look at stuff that I just posted there. All right, sorry. So yeah, they have a still, Thaniel. Not sure, what you feel about,
Still?
Yeah, a moonshine type deal, but you caught the sin of it. There's no doubt about that, and you'll have a couple of more of their scraggly, older types that, think that you can hang with them, and, you'll knock them down. You'll, drink them under the table, so to speak. But they give you a run for the money. And Linder, you kind of, the rest you make your way around, just kind of seeing that life is definitely rough. It's, it's not unbearable, but, they could use a little help. And Quetzal, they, give you a good, distance, but, and, and you get some nods to them, all that, but, they're not sure how to deal with you quite yet. But they definitely, are not, they're not agitated at all by your presence. So.
Cool. I'll just spend my free time playing my lute for the kids.
Okay, that'll get a few of them. Yeah, you'll get a few that will kind of stand behind their parents and look over around at you and things like that. That was inspiration for Lindier. Not sure if inspiration is good, just for one piece. So that was what you just redeemed inspiration, Linder. Okay, yeah. So you got inspiration. All right. Did you already have it, Linder, or did you just turn it on?
I think I already have it.
If they've already got it, Yellow Jackie, you can give it to somebody else. They can only have one. So you've got Shadow and Neil or Quetzal who can use the inspiration. The yellow. Oh, y'all don't see that. That's right. So you're not going to see it in the chat there. So sorry, y'all can't see their player portrait. So, so Joe, Quetzal then. Okay. All right. There you go. Quetzal, turn inspiration on. So if there's anything else through the night, you'll pass through, and daytime will come, and you will then, I would say it was late morning, maybe, noonish and all that. And there will be definitely, you can hear that there is a contingent of men making their way up the road, that something is coming this way.
We should meet them.
Yeah, most certainly should.
All right. Anybody else got any comments before we?
Should grab Brennan and have him behind us. And we'll go meet them.
And they proceed, and some of the men will come out, and they'll gather, and basically just like you saw in the mines, but now in the homestead area, they will kind of get concerned, and they watch and kind of wait, and Brennan just kind of nods to everybody, and we'll go with the group of y'all as you head your way back down. And kind of a surprise is, you've got a contingent of soldiers.
How many?
Oh, I'd probably say 20.
Okay.
And actually the patrician Vorman is with them.
Oh, perfect.
And he,
authority.
Yeah, they come marching in, and this looks like, these are, they're definitely guards types, they're not the city watch type or like that. These are, whatever the order would have for, hired help. And
let me ask you a question real quick, Duff.
Yep.
So we're outside of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is a city-state. Do they actually claim these lands where we're in now, or is this kind of no?
This is open land. I would assume that maybe the order purchased or claims they own the land.
I'm just wondering if these people come in with the idea of slaughtering everybody here, would they be beholden to the laws of Waterdeep for their actions? Or would it be Thornhold, which is closer but a smaller town?
It's a good question. I think it would actually be more of its purview of maybe isn't it a council that looks over a lot of the Sword Coast? It's not per one city, but it's a...
Well, the Lord's Alliance is what I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's more of just keeping war from happening. They're not going to interfere with stuff like this.
Good question. I will tell you that I don't believe that they are true for the moment. Let's put it this way, that, I'm looking at this because you just threw me A lovely curveball there, Brian. I appreciate it. Backgrounds. Well, that was Sword Coast Adventures Guide. Why can't I? Where's my DM one? Come on. Campaign guide. There we go. Sword Coast. The Lord's Alliance, like you're saying. I think they might have some purview. No, I think I remember reading correctly. There was another group that is definitely like the Alliance, but it's the cities themselves that pull together to help, patrol the main roadways and causeways and things like that. And so I think it's going to be a kind of a double jurisdiction, but it's definitely not. They're not. I'm going to say right now that the lands are not controlled by a particular city. In this instance, the Order and this group are the ones who own this certain area of the mountainside. And they're the ones that control the stuff that comes out of the mine that then they bring in to put to the Orders in Waterdeep, who then parcel out the ores and the metals and stuff like that to then craft the goods that then they can sell in Waterdeep or trade with other cities, stuff like that.
Okay, so if I understand what you're saying, you're saying that the most careful order of skilled smiths and metal forgers can basically come in here and do whatever.
For the moment.
Okay, let's go talk to them.
I'm looking at this rule again. Barbarous act threatens Waterdeep's prosperity and reputation abroad. The rebellious elements need a proper whacking, and the Order pays handsomely. And that's basically where all we're tasked to travel up there and dispose of this rabble that deceives the Order's mines. The Order owns the mines. So, yeah. So at this point in time, that's where we're going to play it off of, is that's what you believe and understand. And so, yeah, they come marching up, and he's on a horseback, and he's got these soldiers behind him, and he sees y'all kind of come around from the...
yeah, we're going to actually meet them in the road.
Okay. And he will pull up, and the kind of guards will spread out a little bit, and he recognizes the group and all that, but he doesn't know Brennan and all that, and he goes... So, have the rabble been removed from our mines? Brennan, what do you call rabble?
Employees. The answer is no.
But that was not what I tasked you to do.
You tasked us to resolve the issue.
True, but they killed some of us. They killed some of the Orders. That cannot be stand with.
Sounds like some of them have been killed as well.
Such is the way of working in a mine. There's always hazards.
But as their employer, isn't it your responsibility to make sure they have a safe working space? And if there are accidents, make sure that their people are taken.
Well, we do that.
Not
Doesn't sound like it.
Who says so?
Didn't Brendan come up here with us?
Yeah, he's right there with you. And Brennan says, you know darn well, we've sent several letters to you and your office asking for better wages and documentation for insurance and all that. And Dolan goes, I've never received anything like that before.
I would like to try to get a read on him and see if he...
Yep.
Inside away. Please do so.
You want that in the tower?
Nope.
Take that, 20.
What the hell is that? Okay, is that? Oh, you had got it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You're going to get it. So you're going to see a look on his face that something's not right, and that he has not received.
X to doubt.
Yeah, he's like, he's looking.
Saying he has not received.
He has not received anything like that. My office would always look into it. The order, we are the primary order, and you'll know from, and Thune will know some of this, then he'll maybe a little bit, but and y'all are kind of new to Waterdeep too, so there's going to be, the orders, the reputations, and they are prestige to be a part of them, and they carry a lot of clout depending on what function they provide in the city, and this definitely is the primary what all smiths and metal forgers will work and want to be a member of, and you go through them from all this stuff, and he is looking at this going, I was, definitely, I was told that it was rabble that, were destroying the mines and trying to take the silver for themselves and were a threat to everyone here. And then, received, one of the guards that got away. There was only a few, they only had a few here. And he said they, definitely killed this foreman and assessor. And
so Patrician Borman, I get the impression that there may be factions inside your order, and it seems like some of them may be manipulating you into coming up here and killing your workers by withholding information from you.
And he goes, well, he was the foreman's name, a Dugar, he'll call him, and not Dugar, not the Black Dwarfs, but basically a similar name like that. He will, he sent multiple letters to us that the workers were being, shooed away, that the rabble had moved in and were turning the workers against us. And Brendan was going, that's not true. We went through Dugar several times, and he told us that, just to shut up and to keep our mouths shut and heads down and get our work done. And, he told, multiple times that he would send letters to you, and, and Dolan will go, I've never received letters. And now Dolan will get off his horse too when he's saying this, and he will approach, and he will motion back to the guards to back up. And, he, comes up to the group and all that. And he, is looking at this, and he goes, show me what's going on here, please.
So Dolan, it kind of sounds to me like this foreman was trying to play both sides against the other. It seems like he may be your instigator, and he's already dead. So it sounds to me like he's got what he...
Could be. That is much to think on. And he looks at Brennan, and Linder, make me another persuasion check.
I don't want to give him guidance.
Go ahead.
Persuasion check? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you rolled it before I got it.
Yeah, give it. It's a D4, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. That's all I need to know. Okay. Yeah, and so kind of Brendan looks to you, and you're kind of sitting there with Dolan, and Brendan says, "Give him the list. I want to know what he says about the list."
Okay. So I'll hand him the list. Say this is what your workers want.
And he will. So then Dolan will get the list, and he looks over it. And I have never, this is very new to me. And understanding that if you're saying there have been some deaths, that is very much news to me for what is happening here. And he says, please, good man Brennan, we have much to talk about then, because the order cannot let this go unnoticed, and this will be a stain upon us with our reputation, not only in this town but the land. Let us go. Seem to be speaking on behalf of your groups. Please, walk with me, show me what is going on here. And he looks to you, Linda, and he says, please come with us.
His men set up camp down here before we go back up to where all the families are.
He'll turn toward them, and he's going to actually motion them to head back down, actually to the entrance. He says, pick down there and check the guardhouse, check the compound. There's a couple of, like I said, there was a burnout structure, and there was actually more, but it was on the, you didn't see it. He says, I want, assess those buildings and let me know what, is there anything salvageable? If not, then what prepared to get in contact with the woodworkers group, because we're going to need some new buildings constructed before this area is not secured now at all. And he tasked the sergeants with him. It is your job to get that security back into place before nightfall. And the sergeant goes, yes, sir. And he gets his contingent of soldiers, and they up to it, back down the mountain.
Cool.
Turns and looks at you all, and he says, lead on, good sirs. Show me what I apparently do not know.
I assume he was talking to Brennan.
He's looking at all of y'all.
I'll let Brennan take the lead on this one.
Okay.
I'll be with him, but I'll let him take the lead.
Yep. So you will get taken first. He will, start walking toward the mine, and he goes, but show me where you live, good sir. Show me the homestead compound, please, first. This mine doesn't prosper without the hard work and labor that you put into it. And from the demands that I'm reading, that seems to be a primary concern. And so I would like to see the compound. It apparently has been far too long for me being away from the mines. That is something that I will need to correct post haste. And holds his hand out to Brennan and offers his hand in friendship, and Brennan will hastily, timidly grab it, but then shake it, and they begin to walk up the compound. And so they will spend the rest of the good bit of the day there touring that compound. And Dolan has definitely gone from Mr. Know-It-All to the scowl on his face and the concern that he has. And he puts a few coins down on the table, several by fence, and he lets them know that they should go. If he will go down, tells one of the other, he asked Brennan to send one of his workers down there to alert the sergeant to get a contingent to go get some more food. Get a wagon and send them on in to go purchase more to bring back here while they're handling stuff. And then they will, he's not liking what he's seeing. And then he will also head on up to the mine, and, we'll get a taste of the mine life. And it is dirty, and Dolan is upset what he's seen, and the fact that, there's several structure areas that are way past, inspection point. They've not been looked at. It ain't good.
Real quick, is Thuniel going with them?
Oh, I expect y'all can do whatever you want. I'm just, unless y'all are saying you're doing something else, you can just let me know. But I expect y'all were kind of watching, listening, and getting a understanding of what he said. I just want to be. I want to be going with him and just giving him some tips on setting up the mine. A little bit some. I'm sure they've done it, for years, and they've got some of their own ideas, but some shoring up ideas. And he'll listen. He goes, I have been behind a desk too long, it seems, and I see a change coming to the order in our style of management and executive, work type. A change is coming to the order, and he turns while this is going on, and he's assessing each and every one of y'all. And when you get done with the tour of the mine, he will come back out, and he asks Brennan to, go, head on back. He will meet him back down at the compound, but he looks to the group of you, and he basically begins to say, I owe each of you an apology. I sent you here on a task that would have shed more blood over an injustice that quite clearly the order has been negligent on for some time now. And it could very well be that this foreman and the assessor could well have been, not, I don't know. I'm going to say that, which is hard to say. I don't know. And I'm going to definitely get back once we get things settled here. There will be an investigation and some meetings, such to speak. What am I looking for? Investigations and trials. Basically, we will get to the bottom of this. And he has each and every one of you to think of, for this could have been disastrous for the area had this not been addressed. The silver that they pull out of this area is a very good quality. And we're running extremely low in the city and the area because of what's been going on here. And now I understand why. There's something's definitely been siphoned off or not being taken care of quite at all by incompetence or just negligence, and that will be addressed. So, and he, goes into several more trying to, ask for forgiveness, so to speak, and, apologizing for wasting your time. But luckily, level heads prevailed, and he will release you from your task with payment.
Awesome.
What was the amount that we agreed upon? Do y'all remember? Because I don't.
100 gold each.
Yeah.
He will give 150 each.
Danielle's gonna turn and give his extra 50 gold to, well, not 50. He's gonna give 20. He's gonna give 25. He's gonna give half of his extra bonus. So the 25 gold pieces to the lovely gentlemen who have a wonderful still and almost drunk me under the table. So here you go.
They're not awake yet. Apparently they haven't woken up all day.
Well, he puts some in each of their pockets. So.
Hey, who are they? Yep. All right. Well, y'all can add those amounts to your inventories and your coins on you.
I'm going to suggest to what was that guy? He was
Which one?
The guy from the order that came up here to
Dolan?
Yeah, him and Brennan. I'm going to suggest to them a workers union that comes down like either every month or every other month to discuss how things are going outside of, not including the foreman or the people that run the mine directly. So they'll send a rep.
Yeah, Dolan listens to that and thinks that there's going to have to be, he hates layers of management, but seeing that there's going to be, the union stuff is going to be a hard sell in the city. No, I shouldn't say a hard sell in the city. The guilds kind of run it. You're understanding that anything has to go through guilds in the city, and hiring their people. So there are unions there, but they have become lax out in the worker areas and all that. Yeah, no doubt.
I just call it whatever you want, but a workers rep that'll come down. Yeah.
But he says that definitely another, not a third party or another unit of those who do not report to either branch, so to speak, that can give a quality control, basically,
like human resources.
Yeah, something. Exactly. But there will be definitely some changes happening there. And he's got much to ponder. And he said, well, the next few days are going to be tough. Would just wasn't prepared for being out here, but that's just the way it is. And Brennan, they definitely can see them working together. And Brennan has offered Dolan, his meager establishment, but to be able to stay with his family, and they will make do. And they both definitely don't. Brennan will say to any time, you are in the area and need a place for rest, or whatever else service we can bring to you, all you have to do is to knock on our door.
Well, awesome. Thank you very much.
Yep. Anything else anybody wants to ask?
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask the guy who we should bring our mounts, who we should return our mounts to when we get back to the city.
They're yours.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nope. And he also says, Dolan will say, he has a ward that is at his office that, if there's anything that within the city, metal smith wise, that, the group, if you need enough service from the guild whatsoever, because he wouldn't know about what y'all are doing, but that you can come to them and they will, he can't give his service away for free, but he will definitely put a large discount on the cost for the labor or services, goods that you might need that the order can help out with at any time.
Awesome.
He's just something that the order is at your, the order is yours to call upon.
We will definitely be in contact.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
So I guess we should stay one more night since it's been most of the day already.
Yeah. You can come through the night and make up the next morning, and soldiers will hop off and they've gone to go get extra food, and you can see that they're, working. They, not quite, the soldiers weren't quite prepared for, some manual labor of this sorts, but Dolan will get them working side by side with some of the miners, and they're basically working on the compound area, getting fence line, getting the burnout buildings, showing the graves of the two. And he says, leave these here. If possible, he might have, doesn't know if they had family or not, but he will worry about them later. But they work on the, kind of getting definitely the compound secured, and then he's going to have to get some of the other members of the order here to look at the mine and work on it and getting it in a better working condition. Okay. And that's what y'all see, that order and reason has been established in the Sword Mountains, thanks to the group. Ta.
That's what we like to hear.
All right.
Are you surprised it worked out that way, Doug?
Yeah, so Neil was ready for a fight. He was not expecting reason.
Always, you murder hobos.
So when is he not ready for a fight?
Well, he is a barbarian. It is his nature.
That's some free alcohol.
Yes, and he very much appreciated it, which is why he was very much wanting to protect them and very suspicious of the order. So he was ready to fight the soldiers.
All right. So with that being said, y'all, what's the plan? Are we headed back? We're gonna, what are we doing?
We're heading back.
Yep. All right.
Seems like the plan to do.
Yep. Y'all will take a few days and enjoy the countryside on the way back again, knowing that a good deed has been done, and head on back into the smoke, the dread, all the fun stuff of a great large town of Waterdeep, and back to your lovely building, the manor. And you can definitely see that there's been activity around it. Couple of you can see not even, it doesn't look like anybody's gone through the doors, but you can see that there's footprints that come up to the door. There's different sets of footprints that kind of come up to the door, maybe to a couple of the windows to look inside. Mud tracks.
I would like to try to follow those prints and see where they go.
Oh, they just go back out into the street. You basically see mud coming in and out of the street. You'll lose track of them once you get into the main thoroughfares. They walk back. I'm kind of looking around, just to the front door and a couple of windows.
Last week.
And so, but they do look around. You'll see a couple of different footprints, probably half a dozen more, some muddy, some that step into actually another footprint that step into the mud print that was already there, things like that. There's been some people walking in up, and y'all walk inside, and you will notice in a couple of spots where you had some of y'all's stuff, or the kitchen area or bedrooms, doors are open. Stuff's been thrown out on the floor.
Neil hurriedly runs down to his little hovel, not hovel, the wine cellar.
You're downstairs. That's right. Yeah. Yep.
And
It's still there.
There's
Nothing. That's not been touched.
Okay,
That's,
good.
yeah. And like and I won't say your stuff's been ruffled through like in a pile, but if you had some stuff like shirts in like a drawer, well, the shirts are just kind of like exploded out of the drawer. Okay. And if you had the cabinets, all the doors and the cabinets in the kitchen were all open. Okay.
You mentioned mud outside. Are there mud tracks inside?
No, there are no mud tracks.
Like the work of our...
No, there are no mud tracks inside at all.
Right, so this is our spirit that's doing it.
So with that being said, you have got a little extra moolah. We have got, what are our plans? What are the group's plans for? What's next?
I gotta yell out into the void. Listen up. You need to calm down, or I'm gonna have you exercised. All right.
Nah, this is his place.
No, don't bully
He's
him.
concerned about his place, so
when you say that, you will hear
No, don't anger him.
far up somewhere in the upper floors a wail, and make me a perception check, Folan, when you say that.
You mean Lindier?
No, actually, Folan said it. I know it was Brian that just said that. That said, what was the last sentence you just said, Brian?
I said this is his place.
His place, yes.
And we need to convince him that we're going to...
When you said that, you heard this wail.
Out of him.
Yeah, basically, there was a female tint to that.
Y'all need to leave her alone.
It's her place.
It's her. Right. Okay. Well, let's find a way for it to be our place so everybody can enjoy it.
Neil doesn't want to have anything to do with spirits or anything like that, so he's gonna leave it to y'all, and he's gonna
Well, that's fine. You can stay in the
go
basement.
downstairs. I'm staying in the basement.
I think that we should start interviewing some general contractors who will interface with the guilds for us.
Yep.
And see what order we need to get these things done in, and get it lined up and start the ball rolling.
Yeah, we definitely need somebody in here to kind of review, because I don't think any of us are like home remodelers, for lack of a better term.
So is there a magnificent order of general contractors?
Well,
Or
there
the carpenters?
with the carpenters, the woodworkers guild. Yep. You're going to have
Because with everything is carpentry, you said we got some stone and some metal, and there's a bunch of different stuff.
That's right.
Someone that can basically organize everything.
So you're going to, so you, like I said, and we'll go back to this again. If you get if y'all got some notes, you open up a notepad, or, and Fanny's going to kind of tell you in generalities. What you're going to understand is that you're going to need a couple of weeks or better. You think of hard, work and labor, probably about 1,000 or more gold pieces to really get the place renovated to be able to open and function. All right. And
You said 1,000.
roughly
I
about
had two.
1,000. Okay. Then you're going, and to get all that done, you're going to need the guilds that are going to be involved as y'all. So let's say you're going to spend a few days. Let's say we got 3 or 4 days that y'all are dedicating to making an assessment of the place. Okay. And doing some research and the question like Folan's asking is who are the groups we talk to. And so y'all make some rounds to the different guilds and you begin to determine, it's like I said, about 1,000 to renovate, and the guilds that you're going to have to invoke and use and the contracts that you're going to have to pay up front, you're going to need a total of about 250 gold to get them paid off and used.
Oh, with the 150 that we just got paid, I've got 243. So how much are you guys sitting at? Do we have?
I have
$1,000?
251.
I have 280.
So
I have
let's see, does
297.
everybody have 200 right now? They can dump in this. We'll have our 1,000.
Yeah, but we still need the 250 for the guild fees as well. So
Is that on
I'm
top
sure-
of the 1,000 or is
Yep.
it just
Yep.
part?
The 1,000 gold is all the supplies and resources and the labor. The licenses and contracts is the 250. So total,
All right.
right, is about 1,250 right now. Then you understand that with maintenance to repair things and what you're getting for costs for scheduled maintenance and all that lovely fun stuff on a 10-day period, or just like we're going to call it 2-week type period, and wages for anybody that you're going to need, unless you're going to be huffing around and doing all the work when you've got patrons, you need about 50 gold for 2 weeks for that kind of food, for that kind of payment. And then about 10 more gold every 2 weeks for other miscellaneous guild expenses and things like that. So got the upfront cost, and then you've got the 60, what it's pulling out to every 2 weeks to pay things off.
I'm not worried about the every 2 weeks thing until we get the place renovated.
That's right. 1,250, what you're saying. We're going to run off that because that's kind of the expenses, what they're breaking down for you. That's what you're going to figure out after about like I said, 3 or 4 days. During this time, hold on, there's more. There's so much more going on here. You will have a couple of visitors that will come up. Whoa, is this Baboonsky? Yeah, I knew it was. He usually finishes about this time. And what's up, Bobo? What's going on, Raiders? Welcome to the Rejects. We're in the middle of Waterdeep Heist, and they're trying to get their bar built. So welcome. Baboons in the house. Thank you. All right, so what is happening is you got a couple of people that have come up, and one of them you catch kind of peeking in the windows and looking around, and one of y'all come drumming out there, and you'll find it is a male halfling that's standing out there and kind of gets startled looking into the windows and all that, and kind of jumps back. He's got mutton chops, and these bushy eyebrows and all that. And, sorry, I didn't mean to start about it. I heard that people are in here. I just kind of checking to see if it was really true. No one's lived here at all. And it's been a kind of the little whispers around town and all that something was going on here. My name's Broxley. I'm with the Fellowship of Innkeepers. And he lays into you a little bit that he travels. He is part of the guild. He makes, inns and taverns are few and far between in the North Ward. And so he likes to check into this area because, he wants to see how things are, going on. And he knew this, it'd always been on his list, that there was something here, but it's been an enigma because it's been empty for so long. And he basically will reiterate to y'all that if you're, not considering being a part of the guild, he would strongly urge you to join it because they're, to avoid further harassments to being,
Okay.
hear from those who are part of the guild and don't appreciate you being not joining. He
What
says,
are the pros and the cons of joining the guild?
well, that you won't find your place burned down one night.
Okay, so this is an insurance racket.
No, he just says that's not what he's saying. Don't get me wrong now. I'm just letting you know that we've had other inns and taverns, unfortunately, go up in flames tonight, and these just happen to be those who didn't join the guild. I'm not forcing the issue, but they decided not to, and we have a few that feel that it is imperative that all people pay into the guild who are a part of this,
Right, so
industry.
Where does that money go?
Yeah.
We pay our dues. What does that
Pay
money
your
use?
dues. The cost of the membership is included in the tavern keeping sidebar. Where is that? Let me find out what that is. 1 second, since I knew you were going to ask me this. Cost of doing business sidebar. Where the hell is it then? I'll find it in a second and tell you. There it is. It's part of the guild licenses, so your expenses in there, and it's basically coming in. You'll get recognition in daily write-ups that and those who are traveling into Waterdeep, and you'll get reviews and promotional stuff, and yes, there are discounts to other possible guilds if you're part of the membership. And
So
as he's saying that, and he talks about some extra add-ons, there'll be another knock at the door, and this dead-eyed kind of slack-jaw human street looks like street rat, but messy, kind of dirty and all that. Tough little kid with scars on his face and all that, kind of comes up and goes, yeah, I see you're here kind of chatting with him, huh? Broxley? Well, I wondered what was going on here. And he introduces himself as Justin, and he is with the Guild of Butchers, and he is the one who says, you need meat, I'm the one you talk to. And he will tell you that for the delivery, part of the fees and all that is that he will be the one that if you sign in with the butchers, he will be bringing cartloads of the chopped meat for the tavern's larder once a month. And you could tell that he's
once we open the tavern, we'll be happy to buy our meats from you. But it's probably going to be a few weeks before we're at that.
Say no more. But I'm just letting you know that it'll be the one Justin here that brings your meat in. And you don't need to talk to anybody else. I'm the man that does the chopping and the slopping.
I'm going to be talking to some other people before.
You don't want your meat coming from the wrong. You don't want your meat coming from the wrong someone. You know what I mean? You trust.
The nail rolls his eyes out of sight of the guy.
Trust the Justin man, and Broxley he rolls his eyes a little bit, but he goes, they don't pay him enough, but he is pretty good at what he does, and every now and then he
I gotta go behind him and I go, meow.
Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. I heard Shadow. What were you saying, Folan? You said something?
I was saying I want to do an insight check on this guy and see
which one.
The butcher.
Okay. Yeah. Full of himself. He's beat up. He looks like he's a tough street kid. But you don't know if he can deliver or not yet, but Broxley, but he seems to definitely be very sure of himself. He's not giving you the slack eye, not at all. Okay. But
I'm more interested in the butcher.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm definitely say the butcher. Broxley is the halfling.
Broxley is the other guy.
No, Justin is the butcher. He's not that. He does a little butchering, you can tell, but he's basically the deliverer. He's the one that basically gets the orders from. He'll get the order from you. Broxley will tell you that you get the orders from him, to him. He will then deliver it. He's the one that does the running up and down the street.
How do you spell the Innkeepers Guild guy's name?
Broxley, Broxley.
All right.
He's a halfling. Yep. And don't be surprised. You're going to have plenty more of us coming around once the word gets out. And I can tell you right now, he'll be spreading the word that
I'm sure.
the rest of the guild groups will definitely be paying you up, a quick visit, because everybody's going to, you got to pay the piper, so to speak. But it will behoove you, trust me, to do it. And especially this area, I hope that you will, because we don't have a good many taverns and inns in here. And he will then say, take one second, because I was going to bring it up. Take Emmett's place, was just right across this back alley over here. He runs the Friends Brew, and y'all have recognized that there was a little sign, and there was a guy standing out. If you remember the last time we played, y'all were watching stuff, and there was a little bitty tavern in the back side of the alley, and this guy was watching y'all's place.
Yep.
Okay.
We went in there.
Yeah. Well, it was nothing to write home about. It was a pretty disrepair. Well, he says that's Emmek's place, and he's way behind on his stuff, and he's got issues, but he doesn't get along with anybody. I wish he wasn't here, but hopefully it won't affect y'all's business. But you just want to keep an eye out on him. I'm just telling you, one eye on what you're doing and one eye pointed toward him. So one of these days the guilds will shut him all down, because he's going to stop we can only take credit for so long. So y'all had, those are your visitors. And so now you've got you definitely what you think you need to put together.
Okay, what is the fee for the Innkeepers Guild? He didn't tell us that.
That's all included. Yeah. So you're basically understanding, and you're getting visits now, but overall with the guilds and all that, and understanding.
The 250 guild fees.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We still don't have a contact for a Stoneworkers Guild.
Hell, we'll make one. Find out. Because if you want them, I got them. That's Broxley. Table. That's actually rolling. Oh, that's cool. We got tables for how you can roll, whether you made money or not. That is so cool. I will find one here shortly for you.
Two of us have started a manor need note thing.
Okay. Make sure it's public so all of y'all can see it. So
yeah.
I saw two of them in there. So
yeah. All right. So the question is, you got enough money to pull together to start engaging the different guilds and getting things.
How much does everybody have? I can add it up.
I've got 280 gold.
Jesse's old 297.
Okay, let's one at a time. Okay, 297. Got it.
280.
280.
243.
I have 243. I have 251. Where?
239.
And we have 1,310 together. So we have enough for the 1,000 and the 250. But we don't have it. And we have enough for the 50 for the first 2 weeks for the labor and upkeep.
Well, we need to get the stuff done and open before we have to worry about that. So we have time to do another thing and get some.
Well, no. That was for the 50. There was $50 or 50 gold pieces for 2 weeks for labor in general. I'll keep for actually getting everything
That's
started.
for actually when the tavern is open and
Yeah, that's
paying
operational
the waiters
costs.
and the cooks and the barkeeps and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I thought that was the 10 gold pieces every 2 weeks once everything was
No,
up.
there's 50 for the maintenance and wages, and then there's 10 for the extra guild expenses for when things breaking and all that. That
Okay,
total
so
out
it's
to
gonna be
60. 60 for
60
every 2 weeks. Yep,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so then we've got enough
that's
to
just-
get started.
The 60 per 2 weeks is just operational overhead.
I'm gonna change that on my manor needs list then.
So the rest of you guys were all over 250. So I only got 243, but I'm going to take all that off and give it to
Yeah, I'm gonna take my 251 off. So, okay, wait a minute. So I'm taking 251, so I'm putting all mine in, and we're taking your 243. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. What's everybody else gonna? Because that leaves 816 is what we.
I'll put my 297 in.
Okay, minus 297.
Yep,
So now
I'll take 250 off of mine.
I'll take my 239 off.
Okay. So wait a minute. Okay, 1310 we had down. Okay, I'm gonna have to in here. 251 minus. Okay, do it again.
Okay. Yep, and you met so in the South Ward, one of the guild's halls that's from y'all is called the Stone House, and y'all will meet a dwarven gentleman by the name of Jakog Brittle Shaper, and I put it in the chat. Thank your dwarf name generator on the internets for that lovely name.
And the guild is called what now?
The Stone House, little one-story building in the South Ward that y'all are directed to that will help out, that you can deal with for stone needs. And the woodworkers needs, let's go.
So Jacob was the Brittle Shaper was the
That's the dwarf that
He's
runs the Stone
storeworkers
House.
rep.
Yep.
Stone House. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep. And a Codro. Adalos.
Whoa.
What's that? Whoa, what?
It's a interesting name.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
What is it?
I think so.
Oh, I thought there was something wrong with it. I was like, oh, did I just offend somebody with the name that I just brought up?
No, not at all.
Oh. Sorry. That's going to be, where is the Builder's Hall? South Ward also. The Builder's Hall is what it's called.
For Caro.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's the carpenters.
That's the carpenters. And they had word from you, from the miners group, the silvers group and all that the things was going on, and your reputation precedes you from him. And once you get things all up and racing and all that, and some of the expenses, we will work on helping out with some of the cost once y'all get established and all that. And he says he appreciates what you've done and all that. Many a time, though, there's always good intentions when people start off, and he'll complain. You can't tell you the number of times that adventurers, have had they're weary in the war of the way of the road over all the years, and they decide that they want to retire and open up a damn tavern. Just to be, dumb enough as some of them would probably build one with a big hole in the center of it going down into the earth and still run a damn tavern. Okay.
That's been done already.
Yeah. It has really. Okay. Wouldn't surprise me, dummies. But once you get it up and running and put your money where your mouth is at, the guild here will be able to help out with repairs and all that, and we can come to some great terms on it. Thanks. Oh boy, Cheapskate. Cheapskate. Oh boy, did I just really try to pronounce that phonetically? Oh boy, thanks, Cheapskate. All right, and so they will, definitely send over to do any help out with the woodwork, and basically understanding what, like Folan's been saying, is getting, the wood done, stonework done, You've got some metal stuff done. That's going to be internal with some of maybe the I don't know. I don't think this. What's the first floor show? It's got a fireplace, but I need to actually look. Let me bring that back up in a second. But y'all begin the renovations. Okay. During that time, there's more visitors because now word has gotten out that things are happening and people are coming in and out of this section. If you remember now that, the troll, I'm going to send the map. Here it comes. Y'all are, in this lovely corner, and it's, a nice little thoroughfare. And lots of traffic, and you get people kind of stop and are pointing, and this is kind of unheard of. And one day, Neil, while you're moving around in the area and checking stuff, some of the stonework on the outside, you will catch another dwarf, female, beard as bushy as yours, okay, making her way down the street. And what sets you off, other than it's a female dwarf, which is rare for you, behind it comes this large metal, stone, wood creature, kind of stomping behind it. Bam, bam, bam. It begins that way. Thaniel, actually roll me a, I don't want to just always use perception because I think those are silly. But it'll have to be. So just roll me another perception check, please, to see if you recognize what's following behind her. That's good enough. It's a shield guardian. Shadow will get all uppity about this. So, but this dwarf is making her way down the street, and she's just gorgeous because she's just got this face frozen scowl on her, and and you see children and adults all kind of just pass. She's coming down the middle of the street, and this shield guardian's right behind her, stomping behind, and the people just get over to each side of the sidewalks, and step away. And they just, she makes her way down. She's not saying anything to anybody, but she's just walking. And then when she's looking up and making, from looking something in her hand, she notices the mansion and stops and use this a little bit of surprise in her face. And she's just shaking her head, and she begins to make her way toward the front of the building and kind of stares and looks up and then kind of looks at you and nods her head. And what brings a dwarf like you to a place like this? She says in a raspy female dwarven voice that stirs your loins.
Duff. We are not doing ogres all over again.
You have
you have no idea what's in plan for you, Thaniel, and I didn't write this. I'm just letting you know that I'm going with the material that I'm given, and you are front and center. Again, I see a dwarven rom-com in the making, folks. Juicy stuff. But yes, she stands, and she is very. This is female dwarven, and uppity. Man, she is all that and a bag of chips to you, and she is husky. She's got a deep scowl on her face, and she, you could tell the way the people parted around her. She ain't to be messed with, but she stands there and is waiting for you to answer her.
Well, me and my companions, I just first of all, I lean against the post that I'm sure I'm standing next to on the porch. And,
are you working here? What's your cause for being here?
Excuse me, ma'am, I was trying to answer your first question, if you would.
Hurry up.
Answer your first question first. Me and my companions have decided that, while we are working to build up our reputation in the area. We're also going to work on finding ways to make some money, and we're building this place up to open our own tavern, our own inn, make some money.
Telling me that another dwarf owns this building?
We own it together. It's not just me.
Who's
me
we?
And my companions.
Who's we, if you don't mind me asking?
Well,
I used to own this building, if you don't know.
You used to own this building.
I used to own this very building.
How'd you lose it?
Down from the balcony.
I didn't lose it. Who said I lost anything? I sold.
Well, if you used to own something and you don't have it now,
I sold it to a family of shield dwarves many, many eons ago. Back when I was a much younger, much naiver shield dwarf, and you could tell she's chatting. She's a shield dwarf, and her stance and all that, and but she has some robes on her, and you see a focus dangling around her neck. So there's some magic. You're catching that. There's also a little bit of magic keeper to her. All right, and she tells you, yeah, I'd had enough, wanted to get out on the road, and I sold it to a family of shield dwarves. Here's a dumbass question. How old do dwarves get? I don't remember out off the top of my head.
I think it depends on the type.
About 300?
Sunil's 200. Sunil's 220 and up for Mountain Dwarf.
Yeah, so she's gonna say over 300 years ago, when Waterdeep was, still, not as big as it is now. 350 is the max. Thanks, yeah. Okay, so she's gonna say, yeah. So maybe not total 300, but my memory's a little cloudy sometimes on that. But she sold it to a family of shield dwarves, and unfortunately, I remember that correctly. They weren't able to hold it on for long. Weren't very good business. It was a tavern when we opened it up, and they tried to keep running it, but they fell on hard times. And if I remember correctly, they sold it to an old woman who turned it into an orphanage. And y'all will see some of that. Some of that will play out that you'll see in some of the walls, and maybe carved into some of the archways and the doors, the little figures or little bitty faces. There's some. You thought it was graffiti, but now it's turning that you can see that it was little child drawings and scrapings like that. But if I remember correctly, there was a disturbance and all that. They found out that the woman turned out to be a hag who was cooking and eating the children down in the bottom basement area.
You mean in what is gonna be my? Now I may have to consider moving my still.
I'm just letting you know that's what I was told. She cooked them down below and ate them. But then the estate passed through several more hands over the years. And then, and I was gone and I lost track, and then purchased by some, uppity up, my understanding here in Waterdeep that owns it now. But that's why I wondered and seeing y'all here. But I'm just hoping that, I've seen many hard times, and sometimes I'll pass by here just to see what's going on with the old place. But hopefully, if you're new owners, you can make something good of it. It's a good little place, but, sure would like to see it, do well. And are you planning on making it a tavern again, or what's the plans, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we're looking at, making it a tavern, an establishment first, but there's possibility of doing some end stuff maybe at some point, but we're just trying to get it back in order and built back up.
I just want a strong drink.
Yeah.
That's all I'm concerned about.
That I can appreciate. You're gonna have some good meat. I make the best honey meat that you've ever had. And I know I'm a little bit younger than you. I'm only 220, so I'm still a little young thing, but
Pipsqueak.
Yeah, little pip. Hey, my eyebrows raised to that one. I'm not a pipsqueak. I'll take anybody on. I'll drink you under the table.
But you do got a few. You've got some nice curves, muscles on you. We'll have to get to know each other a lot better. I'll come in here.
Call me pipsqueak. I don't know if I want to get to know somebody that's calling me a pipsqueak.
So, and she goes, well, I'll check in here from time to time. I'm with the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors. And so she's part of the, one of the magician guilds and all that. So if anything comes up, you need any guidance or supplies and stuff like that, I'm the one to call on.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because just so you know, that hag you spoke of, she's still haunting the place. You got any tips on how we can deal with her?
Oh, are you sure about that? I can, if you need some glyphs of warding, I can try, we can put them on the floors or in the entrance and all that. They're going to cost you 300 gold a piece, though, for me to do that. But,
well, we're part of, we already paid, side note here, we already paid the 1,200, right? The 1,250
The 1250.
guild fees and all that.
for the yeah, those are for the expenses for getting things built. She's talking about something else now. So
Okay.
yeah.
But the 250 I thought was also for guild fees for entrance into the guilds and all that stuff. So
For the ones you're using to get hired to renovate and all that.
okay, so this
Yeah.
is some,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah,
don't
this
get
is
discounts from the other
something-
guilds. Okay.
So this is something else down, that's come up
Okay.
out of this is different now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, hold on just a second. Now I'm back. Well, how about we make a deal here? How about if I give you, like, once we get this place up and running, I give you a couple kegs of my honey mead or something for, trade off. Maybe we may even look at giving you some of the recipe. I don't give that off very lightly, but I might be willing to share it or trade off with you if you help us with our ghost problem.
Well, I had heard that it had been haunted, but I don't think it was the hag. But we can definitely get someone over here to look into. Not a problem.
Okay, I'll trade off for something if you help us out with that. I'll trade that off once we get this place up and running.
We'll have to see it. We'll have to come check out. I'll look into someone and send them over here at another time.
What was her name again?
Her name is Ulkoria, Ulkoria.
Ulkoria.
Ulkoria Stone Morrow.
So if I'll step outside and say, "Excuse me, good sir. That's a nice device there. Where'd you come across that?"
Did you just say
I'm
good
not a
sir?
You said
sir.
good. She's not a sir. Oh,
I'm not a
My
sir.
bad. I'm sorry. My bad. Beard threw me off. I
Even-
apologize.
Finiel slaps his forehead and goes, "Youngling."
Yeah.
But it was an honest question. I am very interested in that thing that's following you around there.
That's
what is that?
that's Buttercup, and it's my lovely shield guardian. It always has my back. And
Did you make that, or
oh, certainly I
find it?
did. No,
How much does one of those cost?
more than you have in your pockets, good sir.
I'm looking for a goal to aspire to. So, what kind of price are we actually talking?
You're really gonna ask me that, you?
Oh, jeez.
I'll get back to you on it.
Fair enough. But I do want to know.
So I'll check into it. I've got some place to be right now. I just wanted to stop by and, see what was going on here. And the rumors are true. And maybe we can get into this discussion again when I come back to check in with, check to see if this truly is what y'all believe is haunted or not.
Sounds like a
It is
deal.
most certainly haunted, but I don't think it's a problem. I think it'll be just.
What he says is a problem. We're having a little discussion on that one.
All right. So she will motion for Buttercup to step back, and they will turn around and head on off down the street, watching her, like Moses, parting the Red Sea as people are moving and get out of her way, left and right, north and south, getting out of her way as she continues on down the street. And y'all will notice that Thunil is definitely entranced and can't take his eyes off of her backside. Her caboose.
What are you talking about? Her backside? He's looking at the beard.
All of the above, and below. So, I wasn't going to be able to get past it. So you just better, all right. Excuse me. So it's going to take, so y'all take a good, continue on throughout the week, and you have a couple different other visitors coming by, people checking out. There will be one of the other major guild members that you'll get a visit from is another Aluskan human, commoner type dressed person who is well dressed, and he's got a young little female tiefling that follows behind him with the notepad and scribing everything. And she's got these spectacles on that kind of hang up over her horns and all that. And she's, this little, book she's always writing in. And he introduces himself as Hammond Craddock, Kroddok, DDOC, Hammond Craddock. And he's
I was not ready for that. Say that again.
Hammond, Hammond, Craddock, Kraddoc. And he introduces himself as member of the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild. And wants to stop in and says, I heard it. My eyes thought it were deceiving me, but be damned if we're not going to have a tavern here opened up with much needed business in the ward. And he will inform you that he will be dropping by the middle of the month to let you know what new spirits the guild has to offer. And he already pulls out and he reaches back and he says, Jenny, what list do we have going on this month? What specials? And she goes, one moment. And she reaches through and she pulls out several papers and some fall to the ground. And he kind of sits there and waits and stomps his foot a little bit. And then she hands out this piece of paper and he'll hand it to y'all. And it's a listing of some of the spirits that they're pushing hard for the month. And you'll see definitely some ales and then some wines and some distilled spirits, rums and, other brew types, good old bourbons, things like that, whiskeys. Cool. And take a look, and believe me, we have the best around, and you don't want to go anywhere else. I'll be back when I see you're ready for business to check in. Good luck. It's a pleasure speaking with you. I'm off to the next one. And he turns around and
kept quiet during that visit and looks at the guys after that name and leaves and goes, make better ale than they probably have. But we'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure your mead's going to be a great sale, but we'll need more than just that if we're going to be making.
Yours will be a special house item.
There you go.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
And if we're looking to make this place a upscale type of tavern, we'll probably
we need some diverse stuff.
Fine brandies.
Yeah, you're probably right.
What else would you anything? So that's basically kind of what you have taken place over the we'll go the 2 weeks, and things beginning to, you've spent your money. You have got it set to what you believe is ready to go. You'll have now, do you have so that was the $12.50. Did y'all have the $60 to handle over for the first 2 weeks for purchasing?
We had exactly 60 left over.
I couldn't remember. Okay. So that means
we had 1310 total. So
you're going to get your visits. Sweet. Yeah, you're going to get the visits from Justin, who will come in and, want to get your meat order. And he will, he kind of comes, he'll come carousing in, slinking in. And the question he asks is, well, there's, so many of you around here calling yourselves owners. Who's really in charge here? Who's running the damn place?
It's kind of a board type of thing. We're all.
Yeah, we each have our own role. Yeah.
I need to know who I want to come get the orders from.
That'll probably be me. I've been mostly handling the kitchen stuff.
Kitchen area? Okay, yeah, and you'll have we'll consume some of the money that was part of the 60 will be some of the initial cooking items and stuff. Okay. That you were asking for. Okay. So I don't want you to go get into all that. So you'll have got that spun up and he'll go, good. So he'll get an order from you for the different types of meats that you're going to want from him. And then you'll get a visit from Hammond too. He'll come in and bring another list of what specials he's got for different stocks, and we'll want to know if you're willing and ready to put an order in for some of your initial beverages.
I think that's going to be youth, Neil.
Well, yeah, sure, absolutely. Depends on what
Okay.
we're looking at for cost and stuff.
Well, it's built into the 60. That's there. Okay. Yeah.
that's probably okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you just, he wants to make sure, you can see that he's wanting to make sure that you're dealing with him, and, he kind of looks around and he looks at some of the stuff and he, since you're really getting open to business, he just kind of looks at the bar. We'll see, it should do. And, the layout of the place. And I don't think let's go off of this. Where is our image for the first floor? Since people are like going, what are they talking about? So,
Yeah, I've still got it up.
yeah, I'm putting it on stream so people can see that we have first floor of the guild. Opening area, guild bar, a couple nice little tables, and then backside is the kitchen area. Stairwell makes its way. Where is the stairwell going up? It's out. It's the stairwell. It is outside. Yeah, it goes to the second floor. Okay. And those are all your living quarters. Second floor is living quarters. Third floor is living quarters. And then the attic you've got is the eyeball. This is where forgot y'all put y'all's markers on which floors y'all wanted. I'll show these to everybody later. And then we have the hag children eating room down in the basement. That is the dwarven's wine cellar. So
Always going to be known as that.
Is the hag zone. All right, not bad. I'll show these in a little bit to everybody. All right, well, then the day comes and it looks like it's opening for business time, guys and gals. And
leading up to the opening day, should we consider trying to publicize this?
Oh, yeah. I've got a few things I wanted to do about while all this construction was going on.
Well,
So what are we calling it?
You need to go to all the different bars and taverns in the area and sing songs about the new tavern.
Yep.
Well, you'll get a visit from Broxley then too, as you're getting close. Who's been checking in from afar, and goes, yeah, and it's looking great, and he asked the same question, what is the name? What are y'all calling the place, and how do we? What have you gotten any thoughts of ideas of how you want to get the word out? The guild will definitely put a broadcast out to other taverns, and he says also if you really want to get a good look at it, is to pay some of the concierge off at different establishments. Those who in the North Ward and the Castle Ward, some of the villas and all that are private and all that, you can speak with some of them, and they can, with a little slide of a little money, I'm going to tell you that you can they'll send their clientele over here to you. You've got some of the guards in the, who man the gates, giving them a little bit of money on the down low. You have to, that's not factored in to your overall cost, some of your bribes and all that, but you're not going to be surprised that you have to pay them off, but they will not only frequent, which will keep some of the guards around to help allay issues, but they also have people that come in from time to time and ask them where they can find a good establishment, and you will find that they will, if you grease their palm, and they'll send clientele your way. So he has a good plethora of information to kind of help you understand how to publicize your establishment. Coming from the DM who used to own a club in Dallas, so I know the ways. Great stuff. And then he goes, and it's good to see that y'all are doing well. I've always believed, and he will reiterate, I always knew that this tavern was haunted. But good to see living souls in it once again.
I don't know anything about any haunting.
Yes.
And I look both directions.
I side-eye him. Shake my head.
Alright, I'm going to find...
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Go ahead, sir. Where's Troll Score Manor? Okay. Y'all will have had a run-in with this entity a couple of times. You know, other than you'll had your couple of pieces of furniture, maybe a new piece got broke. The dwarf making his thoughts, his home down in the wine cellar area. There'll be one time you'll have come down there and a cask will have been broken open and you would have stepped into the bottom area that would have been completely submerged in wine. Just so you know. And but that's in the beginning, okay? Then as y'all and you'll see a couple of times, y'all will have noticed in the dust on the table or on the bar with all the construction going on and the woodworking, lots of dust and things thrown up. There would have been time from time that you would have noticed that there were some writings in the dust that said closing time or said last call. Kind of on the floors, on the windows, the grimy stuff as y'all have had to clean them off, you'll see it in bold letters like that. And as you continue to keep building the place, they become less frequent. And Linder, make me a perception roll, please.
Okay. There is. Okay.
While you were working in the kitchen, you in the heat, because you got stuff cooking and you're working on some recipes and thinking stuff up, there would have been a noticeable, for a brief moment, a cold wave would have hit the back of your neck. And stopping, and you would have used and over to the left where you're kind of cooking. So if you had some copper plates or big Dutch oven type deal, something like that, you would have caught behind you, watching you, a womanish figure floating back behind you, just kind of looking up and over your shoulder and giving a tisk kind of look. And when the cold air hits you, you will turn to spin, and all you would have seen there would have just been a quick shimmer in the air, but nothing was there. But you caught a reflection in the copper or the brass Dutch oven. Okay. Quetzal, all this time that's been going on, what the hell have you been doing as a lizard in this place? You haven't said much tonight, sir.
Mostly sitting by the fire in the fireplace to stay warm because I'm cold-blooded.
One of those times, you would have pulled up to the fire after maybe you were doing, would you been working on anything during this time, Quetzal?
That's a good question. I don't really know what I can do.
Anybody?
I've had him help me a couple times bring some stuff up from from the cellar, getting some of the ale that batches I've made to help me clean up some of the mess when the stupid entity, ghost, whatever the thing is, to Xennial, it's going to be a ghost. Cleaning some of that up.
Well,
General help around the place.
That's fine. And maybe you were, catching a few rats and mice, you're really good at that maybe. Or maybe you and Shadow are having a competition who could get some of the vermin out of there. Maybe there were hors d'oeuvres for you. But one of the times as you were sitting down next to the fireplace to prop up your feet and, after you put in a hard day's work, a chair will be pulled up for you to sit down. Just so you're sitting there turning around to look for a chair, and this chair would just and slid up right behind you for you to sit down, and you see nothing in the area that would have caused it. Just so you know.
Okay. Since people have been, including Volo, have said this place is haunted over the past time that we've owned it, I'm going to use my divine sense.
Okay. You will detect, yes, there is an entity in the room with you.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yes.
Let me show you my shocked face.
Durr.
What kind is it specifically? Is it an undead?
Yeah, it's a ghost. It's a poltergeist, specter, any of all the above. And you detect a female. I'll give that to you, and you'll confirm that with Linder, as y'all now have worked some around here. Each and every one of you would have gotten feelings from it. The chairs. In the beginning, it was nuisance. But as you've worked on the place and the upkeep and things are looking better, that malevolence has now turned to, it's maybe gratitude, but intrigue, curiosity, and there, you would have, y'all would have set maybe some plates and stuff down on the bar, on a table where you were going to put up, and y'all turn around to go do something and come back. They're put up in the cabinet. Doors are closed.
Now our buddy the spirit is helping out.
You are seeing the change. Yes.
See, I told you.
Just so you know. But that's all you've seen so far. And is there anything else we're doing before business gets opened?
Well, we're discussing a name right now, so give us a second.
Name discussions.
Well,
So I'll show while that's doing. Everybody, I don't think I've shown so people who are watching, we've got our first floor, like we said. Then we have got second floor. Second floor of the map. These, I think, came with, was it, who's? Sorry.
The maps are so big.
You got to resize. Once you resize them, they'll hold the right spot. You're going to get another one here in a second. So there is second floor. 4 rooms. Third floor. Another one.
There's a big F on that one.
That's Folan's place. He's got a little turret side over there. He wants a little bitty, balcony so he can sit out and watch what's going on. Couple more bedrooms and a bath and all that. And then the attic where, whose eyeball is that?
That was mine.
Okay, just making sure. There's the attic. And then we have, yes, the dwarven hag eating cellar. lovely 5 rooms. Nice little place. Now that they've cleaned it up, most of the work, most of the stuff will take place downstairs.
Well, since we're living in this place and it seems like we're taking up most of the rooms, I'm guessing we probably don't really need to worry too much about being an inn, just a tavern. But we do have a couple extra spare bedrooms, so maybe we should once we get like a manager of this place, maybe we should offer him room and board and maybe the main bartender or something.
So I'm showing everybody, on those who are watching, this was the module that I bought that provided some extra maps. There's like 2 other sets of maps that come. The maps that actually come with the module are all white scaled, black and white deal, and so we wanted some extra flair. But there's 2 or 3 other things out on the guild that provide the options for the manor, talking about, and then the notice boards, which we used earlier, last 2 weeks ago. For those who hadn't, we'll show some of the notice boards. Basically, there's a whole passel of them that to give extra side quests while they're doing this stuff and learn and figuring out what's going on. But there's lots of downtime, and so these were.
We've got a name.
Got a name. All right, I'm done talking. Finally, the chat's going, please, you're putting us to sleep. What's the name of our establishment?
That would be Whispered Spirits.
Whispered Spirits is the name of the bar, the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tavern.
That's I'm sorry, Tombstone. Sorry. All right, that's the name. And y'all, if you know, we y'all can still talk about it if there's a, I like it though. It's not my decision. It's y'all's. It's your place. Boom. All righty. Oh, really? Okay, cool. More downtime stuff. I'll keep y'all busy for months with just the downtime names. You may never get to the actual module. Okay. What else? So what's the plan?
Just a quick question for you, Duff. Did we get any experience for the
you're gonna get some. Oh yeah, certainly. Oh yeah.
I didn't know because we had a lot of downtime. I didn't know if you were gonna get.
No, that's factored in actually, and it talks about it here and planning out because it's trying to get to a certain level before some stuff begins to happen. Okay, yeah, and that wouldn't be fair that y'all wouldn't get some of the side quests. We're kind of helping. It's not like the XP you get for dispatching something, but I'm working in the numbers like a tiered system, milestone type deal right for the moment until you get back to actually getting into some trouble, things like that. Yes. Okay. So is it Whispered Spirits is the name of the establishment, folks. We have a new bar rival in the North Ward. Now, you're going to spend some time, I guess, to actually go out and market it, right? And are we ready to open it up? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how much money did you spend on the marketing? That's not factored in. That's not factored in to the regular expenses. Just so you know.
We need to sell the paintings we have.
Money, right? We have our own bard working on it. So how much time can he put in and get money's worth of value?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't follow you.
I said we have our own bard who's doing going to do the work to publicize it. So
I figure I would spend about half of my time doing that, and the other half
cooking,
doing cooking stuff. And is there like a cook's guild?
There most certainly would be. Oh, you betcha.
I should probably get in with them.
Really? Could be. Well, this doesn't.
That's one of the things I wanted to do while we were Constructing.
Yeah, so this is y'all working over the books. Someone's cooking the books.
Not cooking the books, cooking food.
Well, maybe it starts off with the food. It does taste like books. Learn. So no, then you can, go travel around performing your own little, shows. You're going to find out that, real quickly, that you might have tried that in a couple other taverns, and you're going to be, hastily, escorted off out of the property for broadcasting your tavern in theirs. That's frowned upon.
Oh, I would be doing that in public places.
Yeah, public places is okay, yes, but if you tried it in another tavern, then you might have been booted out.
That would be silly.
Yeah, some of those places who would be hotel types, inn types that don't have a full-on tavern, then they, most certainly, if they, don't have a good crowd, they don't mind you coming through. And then you've got some public square areas, and you might even,
on
the notice boards too. Yeah. And some of the ideas I gave you. So that'll take, but it's going to cost you a little, there's a few gold pieces you'll have to spend for the paperwork and things like that. So we're going to see what happens here after your first 2 weeks of business. And what's going to happen is someone is going to, potential modifier is, so you spend a couple of gold, let's say, so that's going to add a +2 to the roll. You're going to get started, and someone needs to roll me a D100.
Oh my.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't know how to find one, so.
I'll show you. 44 plus 12 is a 52. What it is, Linder, when you right mouse click on the D10,
Yep,
you'll see a percentage sign. That'll do it. Okay. So we got a 52 for our roll. You broke even for your first 2 weeks.
That's not
so that'll
too bad.
pay for our next 60 GP.
You broke even. That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Now, while that's taking place, what else would we want to be doing? Because now we're going to, so basically the manor and the Whispered Spirits Tavern is open, and you're moving through and taking care of stuff. But that's only part of what, you're taking, supposed to be doing. So the next question is, got other
Go do this investigation of the Twilight Tower
of the what now?
on the notice board. Investigate the Twilight.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Let me go pull that one up. Sorry. Maps. Which notice board was that?
Notice board number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
All right. Investigate the Twilight Tower. This is an official. I'll zoom in a little bit. This is an official call of a city guard to investigate the mysterious tower just south of the outer fort in Waterdeep's deep water harbor. The city guard must concentrate on its core responsibilities, and it was therefore decided to outsource this particular problem. If the tower turns out to be a threat to the city of Waterdeep, any adventurous mercenary or simple looters is hereby authorized to solve this problem by any means necessary. The aforementioned party receives compensation in the form of valuables contained within the border of said tower. The tower is exclusively visible during the twilight hours. Duly signed, the captain of the guard, Jerry Layson. Okay, so we're going to go.
Sounds like a mage's tower.
Good question. I don't need the storyline. We're going to notice boards.
Hey, Duff, was there a name for the mine that we diplomased?
No, there
Earlier?
wasn't. No, there wasn't one. Just the silver. Just called it the silver mine for right now. Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. Investigate the Twilight's Tower. Okay. Boom. Boom. And they've got. Oh, they need to fix this module's off too. The images are wrong. Okay. All right. So you will make your way. Y'all have set up your staff. You got a few, I guess, if maybe a couple of, I would assume a server or two, maybe a cook or two to help out, because Linder's food is not quite made the 5-star rating that y'all were hoping for.
Danielle is
had
quite
like 3
pleased. Danielle
weeks
is
to
quite pleased with
practice.
his food.
Linder's cooking, I mean.
I've had like 3 weeks to practice, so give me a minute here.
And as you have practiced, you definitely have gotten this. You have heard a whisper from time to time, and not enough spice or flavoring there. And you'll turn to look, and
More
there's
garlic.
nothing. Yeah.
Always more garlic.
More garlic, more pepper. Not enough. But you will, so you'll make y'all will get that set up, and the twilight hours, y'all will head out to, the tower's location, and y'all know y'all have gotten fairly close, because you'll begin to see that there are other interested individuals. There are multiple groups, large party, about 23 or more adventurers, are sitting waiting for the tower to appear. You know the area. They're all kind of sitting around waiting for the right twilight moment when it'll show up.
All right. Well, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to make it quick, because we don't want to get stuck in there while it's not visible. Who knows if we'll be able to get out?
Yeah, but we've got competition
back and
getting in there
hack it.
now.
Okay. So there are, and there's a line ahead of you, and kind of all kind of queued up as kind of because what you're seeing is you've got the kind of the rock face and the area where this tower's at is just kind of stops, and there's a bridge that's kind of built out, but then there's nothing at the end of the other end of this bridge, and people are kind of waiting, and as soon as the sun is just right about to slip out of
Beneath the waves.
from the view, this tower just all of a sudden goes just kind of shoots up. Tall tower, midnight black bricks shown there, and a group, y'all can make me dex checks, or you've got basically everybody just pushes to get to the tower. Now I want dex checks in the tower, please.
Just a second.
All right. Well, not very good rolling for your dex today's, folks. And
Oh darn.
yeah. So, let me pull up. Quite what I'm looking for. You will there will be a probably about 10 or so get in front of you and make their way into the tower ahead of you. As y'all get
Seems like a
close,
common trap shield.
as you get closer, you cross the bridge and get up onto the landing where the tower's at. Y'all will notice then y'all kind of paying attention because of as they were getting to the door, it kind of backed up for a brief moment, that the stones fade in and out, that they don't look real. They're not truly solid. And I'm telling you, not 5 seconds after that, you will hear a blood-curdling scream come from inside the tower. And you'll hear another scream. And about 2 more happen. Back to back to back to back. And the influx going into the tower stops. And now it's coming back out. And y'all are basically impeding the way.
I just stand aside and let them go through.
Yep.
The last couple of individuals that come out of there, one's missing an arm. The other one is covered in blood, head to toe. And
check for traps.
he says, whatever. And I'm not going back in there. I just, there's no way. And just basically,
what did you see in there? What was it?
It just all of a sudden just a system of swords for my friend just all of a sudden just came out of nowhere at all different angles and sizes, and just basically made him into a million pieces. And then the other one says, I was reaching down to open up a door on the right hand side, and a mouth appeared at the handle and look at me, and he's got a stump and he's waving and his blood's, just pouring out of it. I'll never be able to hold a sword again. What I'm trying to do is find something that's actually a tower, maybe. I need a map or something. Most of these didn't come with a map. Yeah. Do I have a layer? I just want to battle maps, maybe all Underdark. I don't need Oh, okay. So
we're
gonna use this map. We're Theater of the Mind, folks, because there's not one. That's a big one. But you're gonna come in. I actually should have probably. Actually, you know what? I didn't use a mask, so we're not going to use that one. Sorry, I'm gonna put a mask on.
That is a mighty map.
Going away. This map. So here comes another one. Gonna be totally blacked out, and you're gonna come in right here.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a guidance on Shadow, so when he starts doing his searching.
Oh crap! Hold on. Remove. I didn't put a
Yeah, you need a grid on there.
Grid on. That wouldn't be helpful. Thanks. Leave it to him to call me out. It would be Brian. You know what? Here. Come here, grid.
I have a reputation in me.
I know you do, honey. It goes to my backside. He's good at it too. All right. Well, it doesn't quite line up, but I'm gonna live with it right now. Okay. So y'all can look in, and you will see, basically, kind of straight ahead right here. Lock the map so you can draw.
Which one are we on? Battle map 1 or 2?
1. I put you here. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
There you go.
Got it. No, I got it.
Yeah. Other one you can close. Oops.
Okay. They both popped up at once. I wasn't sure which one.
Yeah, I didn't put the map. I didn't put the grid on the other one. That's why I stopped and said I'm not going to spoil it. You don't know the layout, and so you see some cul-de-sacs. There's a door. There's a door right by where you're standing, Shadow, and you see a hand, half an arm and a hand there on the ground, and the door you can see is kind of partially open, and there's just a wall behind it. It was a fake door, but there is a hand there. And
always check for traps.
Yep, and then you've got a wall. You've got opening. There's you see a Thanil, you see a door on your left side, but it's closed.
That's probably fake.
And then you see a hallway, and your dark vision is going to be cloudy, even though you can see into the dark. But it is. You'll get this far, and you will see it stops, and right here. We're having fun. Is a wall. And you've got doors. You see another cul-de-sac on each side, and there are doors on each side.
Huh.
And y'all turn around, and you're seeing, and nobody else is following you in.
Yep. Fine by me. Fortune favors the bold.
I take my bow out and knock an arrow.
Yep.
I take my rapier out.
In the very, very distance of your subconscious and your mind, and you can I wouldn't come any further if I were you.
So Neil stops. He's a barbarian, but he is not stupid.
Won't make it out alive.
Check around for traps.
About to say, are you searching for traps?
Yeah, well,
I'll
you'll.
be searching for traps.
Yeah, you won't detect anything on the floor except for when y'all get right. Well, okay, you know where y'all moved up. My bad. So what you'll do is you're going to see. You'll have seen the pressure plates. You would have found one here. Whoops. And you. Actually, I need, since y'all have moved into the room there so fast, I need 2 more perceptions or investigation checks, please, in the tower. Whoever's moved, you two, Shadow and Linder, y'all have moved farther into the room. Would y'all make me checks, please? Oh, look at him giving the Skittles. Okay, what about you, Shadow?
I already did it.
Oh, you did? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Sorry, it went up over the chat. Okay. Pressure plate. In between the 2 outcroppings and Linder, you almost stepped on one.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Always give the Skittles. That's right, Amai. And you can tell that they're plates that activate swords and stuff that comes swinging out from the ground and the columns on each side, on the inside side. You will then look and you can see little slits that will expand out, the swords will come out of and chop away. And Thanil, you just basically stepped over what was left of some individual on that first set of columns. Must have stepped on it. And you'll see doors on every cul-de-sac here, and then right before in the front is another wall, all the way across that 20-foot line.
I'm gonna check this door that I'm facing.
Okay, check for
Traps.
in the tower, please.
Yep.
Wish Eric was here; he'd hear me. My favorite words: in the tower. You don't discover any.
I'm going to look for traps around the area I'm in right now.
You have the pressure plate behind you. What you've seen.
I'm focusing mostly on the wall and floor in front of the wall.
From your vantage point, you can't see anything, but the wall shimmers a little, just like the blackness that you saw outside. What are you doing, Linder?
I'm gonna very cautiously check the door handle.
You checked it. You didn't discover anything.
No, I mean like test it, see if it opens.
As in twisting the handle.
Yes.
I hate it when he asks things that way.
I need a dex check from you, please.
Of course you do.
Out in the open or in town?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I already know my number.
Oh no.
Inspiration.
Gonna use his inspiration.
I don't have a poker face, so that's so sad. Yeah, you might want to re-roll that.
Yeah.
All righty. You to reach down to touch the handle, and as soon as you begin to twist, this mouth just basically, cat, you just other stream up my touchpad, but my big tablet, I've got the stream on, and she just moved it. So I can see what's going on. Yeah, you are quick enough. You beat my 11 with a 17 on your inspiration there, and you were able to jump back just in time as this mouth appears at the handle door level and just chomps down, and you basically get your fingernails trimmed.
Oh, jeez. So I yell up into the room, using the same trap on 2 doors. Come on. Originality, please.
Oh, he's calling me out, folks. Oh,
no.
Snap,
Oh, no.
snoodle, diggle, doogles. Oh, a new player wants to play. Oh, he wants to play.
No.
He wants
no.
to play.
Don't anger the deaf.
Oh,
You
thank you.
Well, come on now.
Thank you. I love you. Wait till your next roll.
Oh
no.
boy, I am so much excitement.
You're so scared. Ooh, what's the DM gonna do to me?
His bark is worse. Never mind.
That's funny, Amaya. I see that. I'm glad Lavinia lost her hand. Oh, that's so sad. Well, Linder almost lost his, but he got a nail trim.
Thanil's
Shadow.
just gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Thanil.
Thanil's just gonna take one of his hand axes and throw it at the door handle that he's standing in front of. He's gonna stand back far enough away from it and throw it at the door handle, see if he can get it to unlock.
You hit when you hit it and all that, the mouth eats your axe. You just lost an axe.
It's a self-resetting trap, jeez.
Oh, well, she's at a different door.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm at a different door.
Oh.
Yeah, she's at a different door.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the door that I was standing.
No,
in.
I'm having to go where it's on the map. And yeah, so Quetzal, right now the doors actually you. That's a good question. Yeah, the sun's set, so there is no light in here. So once again, Quetzal's in the dark. Unless someone's gonna.
Quetzal, don't step forward. Do not move.
It's okay.
Great, I can't do anything.
What's that, Flo?
You
Flo and your all right, yeah. So I figured someone was gonna cast light. Okay. So yeah, you see several more doors, and Tabaxi, Shadow, yeah, the wall, you can't see on the other side of it, but you see it definitely fades in and out. But it's
okay, so the wall is fake news, and all of these doors are just ploys.
Well, he just sees that the wall, the like the bricks outside. Really?
What?
Golly, our German Shepherd and our Kelpie get into it all the time, just harassing each other. Love it. Absolutely love harassing each other. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's as though they're solid, but they're also, you can like see into them, but you're not seeing what's past them though. I don't know how any way to explain it, but they fade in and out, though they don't appear truly solid. Is the best way I'm going to say it.
I'm gonna guess that the wall is illusory.
Shit, Linder.
Hey, Duff.
Yes.
How long is my javelin? Like, what length is it?
What would you say, 4 or 5 feet?
I'm gonna poke the door in front of me. Poke the handle and try and see if I can use it.
Should
Jerry rig
poke
it
with
to
the
the
back
door.
of it so that you don't lose it.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about
Yeah.
the same door that you just lost your axe to?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and open the handle. And see if it triggers it again, but I'm gonna not the pointy end.
Yeah,
the wooden end. So if it chomps on it, I don't lose the whole javelin.
It's chomped on it. The mouth chomp, and it's now playing tug of war with you.
Okay, fine. We're
And
playing tug of war. I
and
want to
it
see if I can
snaps
still get
off.
the door.
No, the door doesn't open.
Fine, but I still have my javelin.
You have part of your javelin. It bit off the
So?
end of it.
Fine.
Still aerodynamic.
Kind of splintered. Yeah.
It's fine.
Now you have 2 pointy ends. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Bolin, what are you doing with all this going on as you're watching your companions?
I'm just watching them and kind of laughing.
I'm getting. Sunil is getting quite annoyed because he wants this to open, and it won't open. And
It's probably just another wall behind it.
yes, but he's annoyed. Okay.
And we'll hold for the evening.
Aw.
Dun dun
It's
dun.
10:30.
Yes, it is. So we will pick up here next Tuesday again as they make their way into the Twilight Tower.
Sounds fun.
Good job, guys. Oh, and so we'll say bye night to everybody, and I'll throw some XP up there. Let me go back and look at that. We'll see you back, everybody, tomorrow night. I believe Amai and Eric and another crew will be here for East Texas University, 7:00. And Thursday night will be the boys of the Deadbeats still trying to finish out of the Abyss. And then Friday night is our Lost Minds newbies. So we appreciate everybody watching. Had a nice group here tonight, and all the cheers and the tips as always. We use them for good causes and help out stuff with the stream, buying new things, and always prepping for Duff's birthday in August. So you can't. But other than that, we'll be so Corey and the Dean Dersham in the group will be at 7:00 tomorrow for East Texas. So come back and tune in, and we'll see everybody later. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, stream.